bro, fresh out the oven, ready to run. What's hot
We're back
this week?
again.
This is a special episode.
This is a special edition of the Weekly Run. You can see, you really can't see because there's no video yet. But
It's a podcast.
it's a podcast.
That's not how that works, Jeff.
It's not there yet. We're not on YouTube. But we have Danielle today with us.
Hello there.
I'm very excited.
It's exciting for me because this was my introduction to Jeff's, who's coming and hanging out with you guys in the store. And I mean, I already knew Justin, so
And we're back. Where are we today?
we're back in the where it all started.
We're here.
I mean, I guess your kitchen is where it all started.
We're in the first location. We're in Ocoee. It's where I got Danielle to go full bagel. So
Here we are, back where it all started, mostly. And I get a little anxiety every time I come in here, just so you guys know. So
How much of you is like actually working in your brain right now?
I did try to move the location, but Jeff said no. So here we are.
We should have at least had our back to the store.
Yeah.
just to help.
Okay.
this is just part of.
So I guess I've asked this to you like a couple different formats, but like, to you, Danielle, what is this pretty, like all of this, has all this sunk in yet? Has a podcast about bagels, like, is that a tipping point in your brain now? Like, I can't believe this is happening. We've gotten here after all these years.
I feel like this was always meant to be for Jeff. Like him podcasting about bagels seems so on brand and not that surprising.
So bagels are just a stepping stone
Yeah, I
to
guess.
this. It's just
Jeff being a media superstar. I don't know. This is feels very on brand. No, it's very surreal. I'm not the kind of person who picks up my head a lot and says, "Oh, this is so amazing." You know, every store opening, I have a moment of that. Like every ribbon cutting, I give myself about 1 minute to celebrate, and then I do get weepy because I am very grateful. I mean, you know, this is amazing and beyond my wildest dreams, but also then I'm like, I have so much work to do. And so I give myself literally 60 seconds to celebrate. And then I'm like, all right, go back to work. You have so much to do. And I think that is actually what makes the bagel run. Like you can't spend too much time like celebrating. I don't know.
That is the most operations person thing I think I've ever heard you say. And that's a long list of very operations.
I say a lot of operationally minded things. So, okay, fair.
Well,
You got to get to work.
you know, when I was thinking about if you've listened to the podcast, which I do not,
I have.
but if
Aaron
you've-
doesn't listen,
I've heard.
so which is great.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
I like to bring up things he said just to make him slightly uncomfortable. So,
Well, I don't-
Snowcat Ridge.
Let's go.
I don't know why.
I mean, I love
say
it.
The things that I said.
You said something about mise en place and bagels, and it was, I don't know. So I deeply enjoy listening to the podcast, knowing both of you as individuals. And we, you know, for those of you that don't fully understand all the relationships, we see each other every week in the office, and we spend a lot of time shooting the breeze about all sorts of things. So I know you guys each individually, and we often discuss as a group, and it's very funny to listen.
It's the same conversation just recorded.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's authentic. There's no doubt.
It's the easiest piece of work I've ever done.
Yeah. Be yourself. Okay. Talk about bagels.
Yeah.
Great.
Snowcat Ridge and bagel pants.
Yeah. Bagel
What
pants.
else? Randomness, I say. But I was excited
Okay.
as the podcast 1 or 2 ago. You were my personal number one guest that I was excited.
Very
to have.
kind. Yes.
So I've been thinking the past week or so.
You are a
okay,
planner.
What are my questions? You know, and I've really been racking my brains because what I don't want, everybody knows you guys' story. So I'm not want to say, oh, so how did you get started? Were Jeff's early bagels bad? I've seen the pictures; they were bad.
Terrible.
I think everybody knows that by now.
I admit that.
But what I'm curious about, so I'm thinking about these questions. What I'm curious about is, at what point, like in this journey, where you're like, oh man, I might have to this might impact my life. This I might have to do something about this. Oh crap, this is gonna change things. Or were you instantly excited, or do you need to come around to
This
it?
is such a good question. I'm intrigued. I want to know too.
Okay, so we did a market. Jeff tells the story, but we did a market where multiple things happened. The market got moved. We had all these bagels prepped, and then it was pouring rain.
Is this like a winter park sort of
Winter
farmers
Garden
market?
farmers market,
Yeah, okay.
like local though, very community based.
It ended up being like an organic.
Yeah,
Super.
and it was
somewhere between a market and a block party.
correct. There was 5 tents, so maybe like a maker's market.
Maybe
Yeah.
more
Okay.
than 5, but yeah.
None of this is factual. It's all based on a true story. So, based on my memory, which, shoddy at best. It was pouring rain. I remember my feet, like we were in the drain for some reason, and
They
where I
wanted to put us at the front of the market,
Yeah.
so we were at the entrance to the
It was bad.
parking lot, and so we just happened to be set up like right over the sewer drain for the whole like.
So premium.
So basically,
It was a great spot if it wasn't raining.
water up to my ankles. I'm
Right.
freezing. We're covering the bagels. Not a single person got out of line. And we sold out in the rain. And I was like, I think we went home and I don't know, just had a moment. And Jeff was like, I think we have something here. I think this is it. This is the thing. This is the thing we're going to do. And I was like, finally, I think, I don't know what time that was in the process, but after COVID, I was working and we were doing this, like as a hobby, like just something extra income. I was like, okay, I think you're right. I think this is real.
Is that scary or was it exciting? What was your
Scary,
initial
scary.
feelings?
I'm not, I think I'm a different person. There's a version of Danielle that existed that is not the same now. Back then, my dad was still alive, right? So, and part of this journey was I lost my dad during it. So he was like a huge proponent of what we were. At first, he thought we were absolutely nuts. He's like, "What are you doing?"
I mean, he was kind of like, I can't believe you're still with this guy. This job and now he's making bread.
It was
So
the wrong side of the tracks.
yeah, there was a
Lady
lot
in a
of
trap sort of situation.
everyone thought we were nuts. But at that point, I was very conservative. I really felt that like my future was very planned out. I was very much someone who saw
No,
saw this.
so out of character.
So I was, on track to develop in my career. I was someone who like worked really, really hard,
The
super
plan, have the
ambitious.
ladder.
Oh, I was climbing it. I working very hard towards whatever the next goal was. But like taking risk was never something that. So at that point, I was like, okay, like, all right, I'll let you do it because I think that is not how our relationship works. But I'm like, was willing to lean in a little more.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that actually meant in terms of the process at the time, but I think I was just more in it. I felt more like, okay, this is something real. Like maybe there's something here, something special that could be bigger. I opened like a tiny little door and said, maybe, which is all Jeff needs, I
Have
think.
you ever seen like,
I didn't think
There's,
it needed
like-
that much.
have you ever seen
Yeah.
like the chain, like security chain, like on a door when you crack it open, you like see who's at the door?
Yeah.
It was like the one that you have at, like a super secure hotel that barely opens.
You
That's
should-
the one.
Like
and I
one
like,
link. You got the one
That's
link in
poof.
the chain.
and I was
You
right
just
in.
jumped.
Yeah. So that I think was a moment for me that I'll always remember as like, all right, maybe this is real.
Like an inflection point. You're like, okay, tell me if this is wrong, but it's not about the size of the success. It's about belief. And it could have been even bigger, but you could have still framed it as a hobby in your mind or something that I'm not going to put my life on. And then when it switches, like I said, that mental shift where you're like, bet on it. I'm going to hang my life on this,
Yeah.
on the success of this. Like that's a mental shift that's normally correlates with, with an increased success, literally, but it doesn't have to. You could have kept having an awesome side project.
Yeah.
To get twice as big before you did anything about it. So it's interesting that moment was the moment.
That was
where-
the first moment. There was more.
you.
There was more moments, but that was the one that felt like I think opened the door for everything else.
How much time between that point and when you really self-identified as Mother Bagel would you say there was?
Oh gosh.
I love this.
We're
question.
dropping Mother Bagel lore in the
I'm
podcast.
just figuring out how I could really crowbar it in.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
just sort of played out.
That was so perfect.
Thank you. I
Built
appreciate
this,
that.
Like I
I actually think Mother Bagel came way later.
Yeah.
And to be anointed Mother Bagel was it
Well, I guess that's my question. Were you anointed Mother Bagel or did you self-identify as Mother Bagel?
on my team. We did watch the Mother God documentary and talked about how the bagel run was kind of like a cult. And that the real
All good brain.
is so
Really thin line.
in the document you need to cut this out. But in the documentary there was a mother figure and a father figure. And so Jeff being Jeff is always well known.
Yeah.
And I would say that I don't always get the credit I deserve. We can just put that on the podcast all the time in the world because everyone just sees Jeff's name and
yeah, for sure.
and
100%.
so
Jeff cast a long shadow.
it's okay. And I love that. And I'm not someone who wants to be really front and center. You're not going to find my face on Instagram very often. We stay in our lanes, but Mother Bagel was a kind nod. And then they put that in my loyalty account. So every time I ordered, Mother Bagel would come across and then they would know that I was ordering.
Somebody edited your account,
Yeah.
your loyalty account?
Yeah. And then when I would go into stores and do training, I would search for myself and it would come up as Mother Bagel.
That's amazing.
So, but
That's-
from a timeline, Jeff's the timekeeper in our marriage.
So from the time that you had that experience at the market
Yeah.
to Mother Bagel, I mean, that was probably
Years.
2023. When did you identify it?
Probably several stores later. Like not store 2, not store 3, maybe.
So post-franchising?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jeff's Bagel Run from the first crappy bagel in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I feel like he's like, wow, this is amazing. You just buy in, man. I love it.
Yeah.
That's
Jeff's
my
all in all the time.
Yeah, that's the way it
I'm
works.
a cautious creature. Let's
So that's what I'm really trying to benchmark. you
Yeah.
is
I
that
think I saw
conversion.
her take the role of Mother Bagel probably around the time like we opened Claremont. So it was like summer.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So it was like summer of 24.
after you joined for sure.
Yeah.
It was like summer of 24. I think she sort of started living in the shoes of Mother Bagel.
Your Mother Bagel to me,
Thank
just
you.
for the record.
That's great.
Since day one. So, and Mason, your accounting, I identified you before you did.
It's probably fair.
Because when I was in engineering school, I really never thought I'd end up here in bagels or anywhere else my career's taken me, to be honest, but certainly never here. But I remember vividly, the very first experience was in College Park with those guys. And that was great and sort of my first look. And then I came here and I spent a couple days in shop just doing my iPad thing. And just remember being in the store and seeing the choreography and the dance between both of you. But so just learning sort of who handled what and how it really played out. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh man, it's clear from here. Like, all right, Daniel, I see what's going on here, which was the first thing. And so that was very clear. But then for me in my role is to sort of capture and systemize the magic that is the two of you. So trying to dig into that, I'm like, all right, well, clearly I need to start watching Danielle a lot because everything is a Danielle system. As we get into it and I was asking questions, and then you started showing me your spreadsheet.
Yes.
I don't articulate this on a podcast properly. Maybe the best thing I can say is that you have more spreadsheet related stickers and paraphernalia than most normal people. You really identify.
Yeah. People think it's fun to give me gifts that say, give me a moment while I make a spreadsheet about
Yes.
that or whatever. I think I have a sticker on my,
You have a laptop,
Everything,
you have
yes.
a mug, you
Yeah.
There's a
have,
mug.
yeah, there I have a t-shirt.
I haven't seen the t-shirt.
It's a
Which-
sleep shirt, where it's a bed because I'm not wearing it out in public.
But that's when I remember just thinking in my mind, like, we're going to get on good.
Yeah.
Like you and I,
Speaking the same language.
you and I are going to be just,
Jeff has never seen a spreadsheet that he's liked. So
I like my bagel a day planning calendar.
it's so annoying. It's the worst calendar. It's so bad.
Super rudimentary.
It's like sheets don't talk to each other. I have to copy and paste. It's but that is the beauty of Jeff and Danielle. We operate differently. Our brains work differently. And I think I'm a system builder. I don't know if you had said to me like 20 years ago, say, right after I graduated college, let's say, what's your view of entrepreneurship? And I would say you'll never find me ever building anything by myself. I want to follow a playbook. I don't want to make the playbook. I just want to follow the plays, run the plays. I would have been a great franchisee, but for me, I was always someone who I loved just give me this SOP and I'm going to go run it. Don't ask me to design it. That's scary.
Yeah.
And
uncharted.
yeah, I don't do that. And now that's all I do.
All you do.
Which is I'm gonna have a moment like that's actually wild to acknowledge because I don't acknowledge. I'm not someone who's like,
You don't reflect.
yeah, I don't.
That's what we do here on the podcast.
I know. It's very
It's-
meaningful. Yeah.
You're
So I
We should
never-
warned you.
yeah, I'm gonna have
I
feelings.
don't have a box of tissues. You should have
Okay.
bought a box.
We're not, Jeff and I are not
No.
the emotional.
I have a
We
scene.
reflect.
We were talking about spreadsheets. Of course, I'm gonna have this kind of emotional response, but some of these are works of art, I believe.
I think that really is the magic of it. At first, you guys built a business from a product and a brand. And now it's another level where now we're trying to offer to franchisees and to grow. And so it's a whole other level of that same sort of thing. And I would guess that you like the building the franchising part better than the original business.
Absolutely.
Not that the original business is bad. This is just more your speed.
So
of,
I can,
like,
I'm gonna,
scale.
I'll put a little color into your backstory.
Please.
When Danielle and I would, before the Bagel Run, talk about like how do we like proceed into retirement, like build a 401k, like try to establish this like life that we would want in the future. We always kind of talked about like, well, like my part-time job after I'm done working is this. Danielle's was like barista. Danielle was
Oh.
like, I would love to be a beer. I just want to be a barista.
I wanna-
I want to just like have something up in front of me. I know what I want to memorize a recipe. I want to make it. And I want to see how fast I
Okay.
can.
Wait,
That was,
I have to pause you. Who here has played Diner Dash? We all have.
oh yeah, diner.
I mean, if you haven't, you should download it immediately. I think I designed Jeff's Bagel Run to be real life Diner Dash. That is what we've built here. And I love a simulation game where I can, there's many, like I would make fun of myself because I'd go home and I would work at Jeff's Bagel Run, literally in this shop, doing all the jobs. And I'd go home and play Diner Dash. And I was like, why am I playing my real life in my phone? But that, I think, is what,
And then
for
Aaron
me,
introduced you to another fun game.
Overcooked. That's a whole other thing.
You would even play Overcooked. It's hilarious.
Bananas.
Like literally, you couldn't think of a more specific. If they could just tweak it to be a franchise system in Overcooked, it would be literally
my
your
dream.
job.
So I think deep down, I love building systems that are efficient, that make sense. I worked in retail for a long time. Everything is like a stand in this circle and do these things and move, be as efficient and labor focused as possible. I think that's always just been in the back of my mind. So how do I make a job where someone does a station and just feels incredible joy from accomplishing the pushing of the button and it disappearing? And that's
She
our
lights up.
entire business.
She lights
So
up.
I love it. I think that is, yeah.
I really can appreciate this on the audio here, but Danielle just went from very exhausted when we started this podcast
Like,
from a very
lit
long
up.
day.
She's lit up.
She's literally, we have filled her cup
Yes.
by
Like,
talking about process,
yes.
checklists,
I love it.
100%.
and optimization.
Yeah. Well, building it
It was meant to-
is meant to be. And it's fun because I'm always iterating and there's always new things to do, new processes to build. And now I have a team, which I love running teams. I think there's an angle where it's really lonely in the beginning in entrepreneurship. Jeff and I are a team, but I'm not.
Well, you guys are better than most and have each other.
Yeah.
And
It-
it's still, I'm sure, incredibly
Yeah. So there's no one to talk
with
to.
having your own sections. You guys have, one thing I'll say about you guys that I've observed, the two of you are sum total more, right? There's no overlap. Not just obviously personalities and approaches are different, but you just do a very good job at sort of fitting in and just being 1 + 1 is 2 versus like 1 + 1 in this case be like 1.5 or something, because it's like you both sort of just overlap and it's lost. You truly both scale it and it just kind of fits.
It's really weird. I don't think people can. I think everyone says I would never work with my husband. People think that's nuts.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And it just works. And let's not think too deeply why or how, because it works and we don't need to mess with it. But we definitely, I think we early on established like, you're going to stay in this lane and I'm going to stay in this lane and we're going to soar with our strengths. And it works out great. I mean, sometimes he likes to be like, oh, go figure out how to do, like a lot of times Jeff will give me an idea and then I have to like figure it out, which is actually very fun. But I like to complain
It
about it.
depends on when I give her the idea. Like if she's got 17 ideas percolating and I am like, ooh, what about this? Like she looks at me like, I don't need one more thing to do, because like she's like, put that away. She's like, put
Goodbye.
that away. Save that for another day. Just like, because I didn't.
Don't, he'll forget.
Yeah, but I
you don't write it
sometimes
down.
I do. I sometimes say things out loud.
This is not. Read the room, man.
So,
I am overwhelmed.
so this is again where you and I are.
Yeah.
Your assistant secretary. I always appreciate that. That's where I just go with the ask twice filter.
Okay.
First time you ask me, I log it. But if I'm not sure, too much bandwidth, you got to come back one more time. If
I
you
know
don't
that.
come back the second time, it's lost.
I know that about you, Aaron.
I'm
I'm like 10 times. I'm going to
I'm-
ask for something.
not asked.
There's no one else.
I just do your stuff initially. 'Cause
Yeah.
She's not leaving.
I'm not leaving it.
Until
I'm going to
I-
also go rally an army to get the
Until I-
thing I want done. But I don't ask too many things. I do try to be, I like to sprinkle some things
You-
over time.
Your benefit, and I've been doing my side of things for a lot of years. Your benefit is that you're right.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Now I'm really going to cry.
That's how you get stuff done. If it's, not everything that we always think of is right. And so I've certainly thought of things that are not right. I've certainly had to implement other people's ideas that aren't right. And that's just part of it. But like when you're mostly right, it's really hard to put up an argument. And so you're kind of in that camp. It's annoying me.
That's
I got to
just,
figure out a way. You need to give me some stickers. So
I think there's some,
start filtering you again.
what I think that the advantage of having grown this business from nothing, right? I have been involved in every single process. There's not an SOP that hasn't run through me. If I haven't seen it, something gets implemented and I haven't looked at it, I'm like, no one ran that by me, which that's like it sounds like a little maniacal, but reality is that when you've done it, you've done every position, you've worked hours and hours, you've done your 10,000 hours of coffee station or slicing bagels or scooping cream, whatever it is, baking. You have more than, I don't have 10,000 hours of baking, but planning.
Yeah.
You just, I don't know, my brain can just fire and see all the things. When you've operated I think I'm besides you, the most experienced operator in Jeff's Bagel Run. There's not a lot that I can walk into a store and identify if something's off process within 10 seconds, which is, it's my background before Jeff's was running stores, being able to very quickly assess, is a store on process, is it not? It's not a skill I use that much anymore because I'm not in stores. I'm mostly training and teaching the right way the first time to avoid that. But I can walk into any store and tell you that if something's on or off process. That's how my brain works. And it's like a blessing and a curse, right?
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in is like, for you specifically, we think about what we've done over the last 2 years, which feels unthinkable, just how fast and hectic and kind of fun, crazy it's been. Like we think about talking about getting to 50 stores, 60 stores. In this phase, what are you like, oh, I can't wait for that? What's it going to be like? Is there something where you see out front that there's equal parts like scared, excited about?
I don't know if you're going to think this, I don't know if this answer is going to surprise you, but I'm more excited about the team we're building at corporate.
But it's interesting.
I think that we have very talented teams in stores. We hire great people. We develop talent. It's a huge focus for us. I know. But I think that as we're building our larger business, right, we have a really lean team. In my career, nothing gives me more joy than developing people and seeing people grow in their roles and like building the next generation of talent. And so I look at someone like Cassie, who like I eyeballed early on and say like, she's going to be something. How do we invest in her? And then to see her grow in corporate role, I think that there's talent out there that's going to, beyond me, we're going to hire the talent. We're going to develop them. We're going to invest in them. Those are the people that are going to make Jeff's Bagel Run. We'll guide them, but that's actually what I cannot wait for, to have a team of people to like push towards a common goal that isn't us. Because right now it's us. Like we are 100% saying, here's a strategy. Great. Now go do it yourself because there's no one else to do it. And to be able to really start handing over the reins and hiring more people that are smarter than me.
So getting that abstraction layer where now we're hiring people to execute the plans that we're developing. You're excited to develop people, to develop the plans, to get that next layer where, okay, now the thing is scaling beyond what I can put my arms around.
Yeah. Because
Which is really the next tier of scale.
Yeah, I can't do it all myself, and I don't want to do it all myself.
It's more fun to do.
It's more fun to do with other people. I love, nothing brings me joy than, calling someone on my team and saying, how'd the day go? And tell me what you're working on, and giving them, tickets in Jira, which you'll laugh about, and watching it, be moved into in progress, into done. And I didn't have to do it. Like, I'm starting to build that team now, and I can't wait to hire the best person that Jeff's Bagel Run's ever hired. Because we're only as good as the team around us. Like, we could be the best in our individual jobs, but I think we're going to be able to attract top talent, and I can't wait to see how that pushes. And I think adding you to the team, adding Katrina to the team, like every time we started adding the top talent in their individual field, we got exponentially better as a company. And I just can't imagine.
What's that been like? I was actually, that was going to be my follow-up question, but you jumped into it. Like, what's it been like knowing that you guys started this? It's very like you did everything and started to try to grow it. And then all of a sudden now it's, it's hockey stick straight up with all the support, just the growth in the last, since 23 on. But like, what's it been like to see other people buying in to the vision? Because it's one thing to see customers do it. I think
Right.
that's very gratifying, but that's sort of the first transactional layer, because you're going to give them a great product and a great experience, a great brand, and they're gonna reciprocate with their engagement. To get somebody to join a company that's doing that, and I will say for myself, and I think like comfortable speaking for other people on the team so far, is like, we're bought in.
Yeah.
This isn't a job. I dig this. I'm here for everything, man. I'm not a podcaster panel. This was not the job description.
Yeah.
I think this goes to show you how much
I didn't even have to offer him snacks.
Oh,
although I feel
Bagels
like I'd
as well.
misnegotiated this.
Yeah.
this
I have a
deal.
printer for you to fix if you're available.
You
I'm
know,
just kidding.
it gets-
I'm just kidding.
not till that rack's full.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
we'll get there. Every company gets there. But in my startup experience, those first couple of waves of employees are really, you only get them because they want to buy in. They believe in the vision, the company, the brand, like what they're doing, and they want to be a part of building that out. And so it's a sort of an interesting group of people. So I'm just curious, from your perspective as the people that started this, what's it like to see those waves come in?
For me, it was freeing. Like, because the journey is lonely. And so for me to have other people that were like, oh yeah, this rocket ship, we're on it together. I think the people that we've brought on the team also it's been so easy. Like, I've worked in a lot of places where I did not like everyone I worked with. Like, we all can say that. And I go to the office, I have fun, I love the collaboration. And I've never been in a startup environment. I've always been in corporate America. But I just feel like we're building a team that's like pretty special. We joke around a lot. This is going to be a moment. I think we're all good. Like, we're not a recognition focused group of people. We're not like, great job, great job doing the thing. We're like, what have you done for me lately? Why isn't it done yet? Like, let's go. We're all laughing because it's so true. We're just we're tough on ourselves. We have the highest expectation for ourselves, and it's not for one another. It's like, we've hired people that are incredibly focused and almost obsessive about what they do, which does not lend itself to like a rah-rah culture. But when I do reflect, I'm so grateful for the team that we're building. It's pretty freaking great.
Yo, fresh out the oven, ready to run. What's hot this week? It just Bagel Run. Jeff and Aaron bring the fun. It's the weekly run. Let's get it. The weekly run.